Got a bunch to the left. Trevor drops. Fires middle of the field. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown, Jacoby Myers. And Jacksonville is in the end zone and has taken the lead. Dropping the throw. Trevor looks, lots of time. Now fires back, corner of the end zone, in the middle of the end zone, touchdown! Brenton Strange in the middle of the field. A 21-yard touchdown catch from Trevor Lawrence, and Jacksonville has extended the lead. Trevor under center. They run it with Tootin. He lowers his shoulder toward the goal line. Touchdown! A 2-yard touchdown run, and Jacksonville is extending the lead. How good is that?
F you guys, bro. Like, what? Like, you're coming after me on punt. Like, whatever, bro. Like you're 1-10. Cool. And just move on.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Jeff Lageman, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, welcome in on a Check the Tape Tuesday, 2 days after the Jaguars killed the Tennessee Titans. Figuratively, of course, killed the Tennessee Titans. No one's out here murdering anybody on the football field, at least not recently.
Only threats.
Only threats. Alleged threats at this stage of the game. Good morning, everybody. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and Jeff Lageman here in studio with us as well, Logs. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving holiday and all that. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good, and we can start with some of that conversation.
Are you threatening me? Is that
no?
Okay.
I'm just saying is that what stays between the lines, or what happens between the line at the end of the day, needs to stay between the lines. Two guys came out for the Tennessee Titans after the game and I'm going to try to be politically correct here, but I would, if I wasn't on the radio, I would probably use the term that starts with a B, and it itches me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because you got beat, and now all of a sudden you're coming out to the media saying, oh, this guy said that I was supposed to suck whatever, and then this other guy said that, he was going to kill me. Well, look, bro, you got beat, okay? Just keep your mouth shut. Okay, and then just keep it in your folder and then bring it out for the next game. But, here's the thing about that. It just goes to show you that the Jaguars are now are living rent-free in the Tennessee Titans' head.
Yeah, well, they know they're the inferior product right now, and they can't match up at the moment.
I mean, Jeffrey Simmons.
That surprised me because I figured that kind of language happens all the time.
He talks more than anybody.
Yeah, and the kill you thing, I doubt Logan Cook was like, I got your address, buddy. You better be looking out.
And, dude, you're a safety, okay? You're like, or linebacker, whatever size you are, right?
Yeah.
Running back, right? What's he, 6'1", 230, okay? Ballpark. And you're worried about the punter?
Who
saying that he's going to kill
like
you?
That being said by the punter?
Come on.
Right, like even if you're going to share
he was going to kill me.
I mean, have a laugh on that one, right?
Right, and Liam Cohen, when he was asked about it yesterday, he was just like, I don't know how many times.
5'11", 228.
100 times.
By the way,
either way, regardless, it's
worried
just
about Logan Cook.
I doubt that. Was he really in fear for his life? Did he think Logan Cook was like literally like, after this game,
I just wanted to have
murder you
in the background when I saw that. I just wanted to hear. Come on.
Well, you got it. I mean,
Terrible.
You got it without hearing it. You got it as they were opening up their mouths right there. So that's a great state of affairs to be in, Logs. And it's a great state of affairs, too, that we didn't spend a whole lot of time recapping that game. We will today. We want to talk about who played well and who needs to improve. But the focus this week, obviously, is on the Colts coming to town.
Big one.
On Sunday. It's huge, man. It's amazing. It's crazy as well out there. The amount of people, what was it, Albert Breer tweeting out how
they don't know how
the Texans control their own destiny in the AFC South. No, they don't. And who was it? Field Yates tweeting out the standings. Colts in first, Jags in second. Same record. Like, have a clue, man. This is why people think
it's laziness.
That it's Jacksonville. Nobody really cares if we get it correct or not. At least that's what those actions seem to indicate. Maybe they're getting things wrong all the time about a lot of teams, but
Albert
we
Breland,
notice
I mean,
those.
come on, bro. I mean, what are you in the hip pocket of the Texans? Come on.
Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know.
D'Amico, your buddy, gives you lots of intel. I mean, what's going on?
That's how that game works.
Oh, it's totally how that game works.
So I'll ask you what the drill asked me a few minutes ago. Which team are you more concerned with from a Jaguar perspective, Houston or Indy? I'm not talking about the standings. Like, who would you rather not face? First week of the playoffs, you got to play one of those teams based on what you know today.
I'd rather play Indy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather play Indy. I mean, the defense that the Texans have, they can beat anybody. I mean, because they're that good. So Colts I think, are not trending in the right direction. But, that can change in 1 week because it is a week-to-week league, and they've got the strength of their football team is Jonathan Taylor. The strength of the Jaguars' defense right now is stopping the run. So I would rather face the Colts.
Yeah, I'm with you. And we'll get that opportunity to see how we match up with them.
We do, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to be a great game. I mean, it's like must see. When it comes to the NFL and the Jaguars, and it's been a long time. I mean, when I say long time, it hadn't been that long. But the last game of the year against Tennessee a couple years ago was obviously a huge one. But I mean, as far as importance of games at this point in the season, this is a big deal.
Oh, it's a big deal for just beyond the. Look at this one season in a capsule. It's Liam Cohen trying to, put his mark on this organization and tell them that what happened in the past is not going to be acceptable now that I'm here, along with James Gladstone and Tony Baselli, and they've doubled their win total from last year. And,
amazing. They've done a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, could they be better than they've been? Sure, but they could also be worse, right?
Well, they could be a lot worse, and the reality is that you can't completely reconstruct a roster in a year. I mean, there's only a certain amount that you can do. But what they were able to do within the amount of time that they've had, I think, has been great. I think the biggest thing with the organization has been the change of the mindset, and I give all three guys in leadership positions a lot of credit for that. But the day-to-day of the actual management of the team, I mean, that's Liam. And he's doing a fantastic job, and I think he's a great motivator. He's a great communicator, and he relates to the players. And it doesn't necessarily mean he's their buddies. I think a lot of people sometimes make the mistake of when a coach is tight with the players, then that means that he's a player's coach. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I mean, the good coaches are a player's coach when he needs to be, and then he's a hammer when he needs to be. He can be everything. And I think that Liam's doing a fantastic job with the handling of his football team.
All right, so today, as always on a Tuesday, we're going to check the tape with Jeff Lageman here and look back on what went down on the football field this weekend with the Jags winning 25-3, setting things up for the Colts. So if you've got questions about the upcoming matchup, that's fair game as well. 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures will get you on. You can stream us on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, or you can hit us up on social media today where we ask you to send your questions for Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. At MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Logs56, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Coach, you had a pretty sweat-free Monday night.
Yeah.
Wandale didn't exactly threaten. What did he need? 27 to overtake
27,
you?
he got 10.
He got 10? Yeah, Breakfast Bowl, D-Rock once again. Secured, exactly right. All right, so D-Rock, we love you, especially when you bring us food, which we'll look forward to coming up later this week. All right, Jeff Lageman is here. Let's talk Trevor Lawrence. Let's talk Jags. Let's talk Austin Trammell, no longer on the roster. What does that mean? Could more moves be in the offing for the Jags? It's a Check the Tape Tuesday. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here. The cooler weather has definitely arrived. And with that, you want to warm yourself up a little bit in the morning. How about a nice breakfast sandwich for my friends at Danny? They got a bunch to choose from, including their latest, the Twin Pack Cinnamon Swirl and Country Sausage. Ready to go in under a minute in the microwave. You get the sweet, then the salty, and they are delicious. Addicting as well. You get a hearty portion weighing in at 7 ounces, and you'll find them at local daily stores all over town. Maybe you're not in the mood for breakfast breakfast, which, by the way, can be eaten at any time of day. Danny's got the full line of classic sandwiches and subs that they've been serving up for about 70 years. Some fantastic recipes, protein packs, veggie trays, fruit cups, light lunchtime wraps, gourmet salads, you name it. Danny's got a little something for every taste. As you drive around Duval, you need to pick me up. Dandy is definitely the name to know. So do what I do when you are hungry. Go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. What could Jacksonville do better? Find out from one of our best ever as David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Monday from 10 to noon. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
This holiday season, Universal Roofing Contracting is making it easy to check roof repairs off your list. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through December 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roofing Contracting, protecting your home and building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest-free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
If you missed it, get it on demand.
And you send those out on the line.
Find your 1010XL favorites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com. Channel 5. Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey folks, Ronnie here with Brandon Roofing. If your roof's got more leaks than your Uncle Jerry after too much eggnog, we've got you covered. Whether you need a quick repair or a full roof replacement, our team works faster than you sneaking out of your in-laws' holiday dinner at Christmas. Give yourself the gift of a roof that actually listens when you say stay together. From our family at Brandon Roofing to yours, have a Merry Christmas, even if you're spending it hiding in the garage. Visit us at brandonroofing.com. That's BRANNAN.
The holidays are coming, and so is your family. Is your septic system ready?
Honey, why is the yard bubbling?
Dad, the dog's swimming in the septic tank.
That's one way to greet the in-laws.
Don't let a septic disaster be the highlight of your holiday dinner. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get it fixed before Uncle Bob finds out the hard way. Duck Duck Rooter, your local septic experts. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, a couple quick things here with Logs before we get to your calls, texts, tweets, and otherwise. Logs A, just give us your impression of the play of quarterback Trevor Lawrence this week.
I thought it was very solid, and the most important thing that he did was protect the football. You know, when you're playing a team that's probably one of the 2 kind of worst teams in the National Football League, I think them and the Giants I would put right there at the bottom. you got to protect the football. You can't give them any kind of emotional momentum whatsoever or any kind of hope. And I thought he did a really good job of that. And I loved how that a little bit of a speed bump early in the game, but then for the most part they came out and established a lead early, and that kind of took away all hope. And so a good job by Trevor, accurate, I thought, for the most part. Could have been better in a couple situations, but a very solid day.
All right, then your take on Austin Trammell being let go yesterday. He had a big drop in this game. Trevor put it right on his hands.
Yeah.
But he's been around this team for a while, and at times has been a guy that they felt like they could count on. Is this people are speculating yesterday. Is this an indication Parker Washington's not hurt that badly, that he might be able to go this week? Is this just letting people know that, hey, if you're the 52nd, 53rd man on the roster, you can't afford to make mistakes? Or could it be another move in the offing? People are speculating, well, Adam Thielen's out there now. Would they bring in another veteran-type receiver? What do you make of the move?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what their thought process is as far as, could they bring in somebody else? But, look, we've seen that they're not the kind of people that are going to stand pat and feel satisfied by any means. But a little surprising given that Parker Washington did get hurt, but that, I think, could be a good sign that Parker's not that bad. The reality is that when you are considered a bubble player, which is on the fringe of the roster, another term there, fringe roster player, that you can't make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you do, then you're on the fringe for a reason, and then when you don't produce or don't capture the opportunity when given it, then they're going to commit to some other people. And look, the reality is that Trammell made this roster for the most part, a practice squad or whatever, and he could revert to that. And then Jacoby Myers was acquired. Tim Patrick was kind of added to the roster too once Trammell was already here. So it's a room that finding reps and being active on game day is not going to be easy. You also have to have a roster spot possibly for the return of the safety. And also possibly a roster spot for another position, which Dickerson might be a guy that might be activated to the active roster. So the decisions always have to be made on the roster management, and that's maybe part of it.
We'll learn more about Parker and his injury status as we go through the week here. But if we get to Sunday and Parker is not available for the team, who on the roster right now would be the primary punt returner?
Great question. And I don't know the answer to that. Because Trammell has kind of always been that guy. I think it's going to be an interesting watch to see who it is. I really don't know. I mean, because Trammell has always been that guy, but we'll see.
All right. That's where we're at the moment. If you've got questions, Logs
could be
will be
De'Ami
happy
Brown.
to weigh in.
Could be De'Ami Brown.
Well, that's another guy who's just kind of off the radar at the moment, but maybe.
Well, and he's got talent, and he needs a role. So let's say that Parker doesn't go, then you give De'Ami an opportunity to see if he can capture the moment.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the lines for the first time this morning. The Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. Dominique on the north side going to lead us off today. Good morning, Dominique.
Good morning, boss man. How y'all doing this morning?
We're well. What's going on?
What's good? My question was just out of curiosity because I don't know the difference that much, but what's the difference between playing long snapper and playing center? Just out of curiosity, I would assume that they would put the center in if the long snapper goes out because he's used to snapping. But yeah,
totally
that big difference.
Totally different.
Okay.
Yeah. The mechanics are totally different from center to long snapper. Very, very odd that you would have a defensive tackle as a backup short snapper and long snapper. A lot of times it comes from the tight end group or also maybe the linebacking group. And so to have a 350-pound man snapping and then covering down the field 50 yards is pretty cool to see. And he actually got it in on a tackle on one particular play. But Devon Hamilton did an okay job at give Logan Cook a lot of credit. He handled the snaps that weren't perfect, not only as a punter but also as a holder in that game. But, hopefully Ross is okay because this is not the first time that he's had a back flare-up. It's happened in the past to the point where they actually brought an extra person onto the roster to take his place. And so that might be a situation where this week you start having some other guys try out for the long snapping position a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And Devon said he's been waiting for years for this opportunity.
Yeah,
kind of working on the side.
I mean, give them credit. I mean, none of them were a complete train wreck. They weren't perfect, but they were functional.
Yeah, I guess that's all you can ask for in that type circumstance.
Here's the hard part about snapping, the reason I say tight ends is because linebackers, defensive linemen, I mean, you look at what they have on their hands, tape, wrists taped up, thumbs taped up. You know, it's not exactly like you're able to hold a ball and snap a ball with full rotation and full range of motion with your wrist and finger sometimes because you're taped up heavily to play the position that you're mainly playing. So that's why I give Devon even more credit because he was able to handle that all taped up like he was. It's different, in practice you go out there and you don't have your gloves on and your tape on and all that.
Right.
You do some long snaps. Well, then in the game you're taped up and ready to rock and roll and get dirty down in the pit, and then all of a sudden you got to snap a football. That's not easy.
Yep. All right. Logs didn't run the ball very much or for big numbers this week. Was that just a product of you got a lot of big bodies on the interior of that defensive line, and the Jags thought they could beat them through the air, or just what did you make of the running game?
Well, I think that the Jaguars always want to establish the run game. That's just who they are. And before the game, there was a lot of talk from talking to the different coaches and such that Jeffrey Simmons, Tavondre Sweat when he wants to play, and then Sebastian Joseph Day, those three guys up front, were pretty good. And watching them on the film, they were the ones that controlled the line of scrimmage and made it difficult for the Jaguars to run the football. So give them some credit, but also give the Jaguars some credit because that's really the first time that the offense has had a winning performance without the running game to support it that I can remember. Under Liam Cohen, they've always kind of had to have that running game to kind of lean on, and they didn't have it to lean on this game. And so credit to them for being able to get it done.
Going to need to be more balanced this week.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be more balanced. I mean, it's kind of like you go down and you win a game in Arizona, turning the ball over 4 times. I mean, that doesn't happen very often. And for this football team to be able to go out and have the rushing numbers that they had, you're probably not going to win many of those games either. With those kind of numbers. Not with this football team. I mean, this football team really leans on the running game in a big way, not only for their defense but also for their quarterback.
All right, so we talked about the impact that Tennessee's defensive tackles had on the Jags' lack of running game. The Jags found out that they would be without Eric Armstead, and so Mason Smith got more extended playing time. Just how did you see the way the defensive tackle rotation played out and how effective they were with the different combinations that they used?
Well, it was kind of unexpected, right? I mean, they had to alter the practice report, I guess, on Thursday, which is where he heard it. And then during the pregame, I came on with you guys and talked about that he was out there with a club and looked like he was going to kind of go through a pregame workout like you would see with a player trying to figure out if he can play or not. And, it didn't look incredibly encouraging, but, sometimes you don't know what looks can be. And so he was down, which, let's compare that to Trayvon Walker. How effective was Trayvon when he played with essentially a club on one hand, not exactly himself?
Right.
So they made him inactive, and there were some opportunities for Mason Smith, as you said. And to be perfectly honest with you, he didn't do much, and it's at the point now where – he needs to start playing better, or you start moving the reps towards somebody else. And that's why I think that you have that, maybe that Trammell being released may have something to do with that position, because Dickerson, that was his third activation during that game in Tennessee. So now he's out.
Right. You got to sign him to the active roster.
You can't activate him anymore.
Right.
So you can keep him on the practice squad, but you can't bring him up active on game day unless he comes to your active roster. So that may in fact be the spot, or it might be just for Eric Murray, the safety, don't know. But the production by Mason Smith has not been great. Again, it's setback early in the year doesn't seem to have boded very well for him. But the reality is, at some point, you got to start producing.
Yeah, that's very odd, man. And just because how much they raved about the work ethic he was showing,
he's got
the shape he was in, what he was doing. They're like it was a fluke thing. He got hurt. He immediately came to the team, was rehabbing there. He seemed like he was doing all the right things,
which he was.
Yeah. So the injury now is an afterthought. That was months ago at this point in time.
No doubt.
That shouldn't have any impact whatsoever. You wouldn't think anyway.
No.
Mason Smith ended up playing 40 snaps in the game.
What kind of numbers did he have?
He had a few tackles, I think.
He got a couple
one
tackles.
tackle.
One tackle. That's it. I mean, and again, sometimes
the one thing that I kind of look at is that you're clubbing a team pretty good, right? You got to lead. They're throwing the football, and look, the offensive line for the Tennessee Titans, it's okay. It's not great, especially inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see Mason flash kind of one time on the inside?
No. Didn't matter how many times Josh just looked like he was pushing a sled. There was still nothing happening next to him.
I will say that, look, a lot of times, they were taking him out when they were in sub. But, I mean, still, you want to see him start to flash on the inside. Look, and I'm still a buyer with Mason Smith. But, at some point you got to start, showing the productivity level to keep the opportunities coming. And when you look at Dickerson, I think if you compared the productivity, per snap, it's better than Mason. But it's going to be an interesting watch to see how all that shakes out. And Austin Johnson had a little bit of productivity in that game, but I mean overall, they really missed Eric Armstead in the middle. He gives them a legitimate pass rusher inside. His run game defense, it needs a little bit of work still, I think. But as a pass rusher, I don't think there's any doubt how effective he can be.
Yeah, Austin Johnson had a sack. He only played 9 snaps in the game, so that's pretty productive.
Sack caused fumble.
Right there, exactly. And Mason Smith, other than Josh Hines Allen, he played the most reps of any defensive lineman, tackle or end, in this football game. And Josh only played 3 more snaps than him, so he had plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, and congratulations to Danny Strigo. That's his first career start, and he's been playing really well. And he got nicked up a little bit the week before in Arizona with a knee and was on the injury report all week and was ready to go. Played well, I thought. Had some good snaps. B.J. Green played well. In fact, B.J. was one of the reasons why Josh Hines Allen got a sack on one particular play. He actually kicked down on the inside as a defensive tackle, did a really good job on what I call a TE game where he got up the field and then Josh looped underneath. And on that play in particular, I'm actually doing that play for Film Room as one of, I think, 4 plays. Gardeck was the left end on that one. He literally comes crashing down on an ET, which the end goes crashing down, and then the tackle kind of stutters and then loops around. Gardeck absolutely smoked the right guard and center, and it was like dominoes. And they both literally fall down to the ground, and the center's trying to move and get Josh on that one. But Gardeck smokes them both. And how can a linebacker that probably weighs about 230, 235 smoke 2 guys like that? I don't know. It was impressive. And then Josh comes completely free. But Josh was free, again, because BJ did a great job getting up the field. He came underneath, and then Gardeck picked up the center on a completely crushing blow. So it was cool to see.
Yeah, it works in conjunction with each other. And for the 1 week at least, the Jags defense pretty much had their way with the Tennessee offense. All right, more with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. We'll turn our attention to some of your questions coming in on X when we come back in just a minute here. You're listening to Jaguars Today, checking the tape with Logs on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Some auto shops love giving your wallet a flush every time you visit. Not AA Automotive. They fix only what needs fixing, nothing more. Honest, fast, and fair. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and this time of the year, Honda has such a great lineup, especially when you want to get out on the road and just cruise.
Temperatures letting up a little bit, like Oktoberfest is coming. Legendary Honda Goldwing, legendary Honda Rebel that's now an automatic. Lots to choose from and lots of easy riding.
And the price range and the size of the bike, you have a wide variety.
We do, from entry points to the finest of the fine.
All right, check them out. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency or their Facebook page.
It's a Jaguars Today Tuesday, sparked by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Just recently, Cam Little was good from 68 yards to set an NFL field goal record. You know who else goes the distance? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project. Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
With the holidays right around the corner and it's time to get ready for family and friends, what better way to do it than with Zero Res? Carpets, air ducts, hardwood, LVP, tile and grout, upholstery, rugs, and stone. Zero Res, they can handle it all. Call right now, 287-5727, or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them you want the 1010XL special and get 20% off all hard surface cleaning, tile and grout, hardwood, and LVP. Spots are filling up fast, so don't wait. Happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus, straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
I'm Elizabeth Graham, Army veteran and owner of Bright Star Care of Ponte Vedra, West Jacksonville. Veterans caring for veterans, that's where the true understanding begins. Our nurse-led team brings skilled nursing, personal care, and companionship to veterans, seniors, adults, and children right in your home. From daily tasks to advanced care, we help your loved ones stay independent and comfortable at home. Call us anytime at 904-709-4446. Bright Star Care, a higher standard.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Get you on board, or you can hit us up on X or any of the other platforms. Text line. If you've got questions for Jeff, we'll get to some of those specifics coming up in just a moment. Let's get a couple in on the phone lines, guys. We'll head out to the West Coast and say hello to Justin, who's checking in on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, you guys. Duval. So I have a two-part question. Love Brian Thomas Jr. On two different plays. One was the play to Parker Washington. It seemed like him and Parker Washington were crossing paths on that catch, and it seemed like Brian Thomas it seemed like he was lost. And then the other play with Jeff Lageman I want to ask on was the bomb that Trevor threw to him. The body language of Trevor was like he wasn't running a play. He shook his head when he went back, asked Brian to get taken off the field. And my question is with Jeff is Brian, is he having a hard time with the play calls or knowing the play?
I don't really know the first one that you're talking about. Are you talking about the long one that Jacoby Myers got, where he got out in front and blocked?
No, he's talking about the one catch Parker had. I thought that was Jacoby Myers and Parker like right on top of each other.
That was the
I
two
didn't
of
think
them.
it was
That
Brian
wasn't-
Thomas.
that wasn't Brian. And then the deep ball that Brian got, I mean, it just, he didn't have a really good release on that one that he was clean. It was he was covered up. I didn't see any body language, that was negative in any way, shape, or form there.
I thought this is it's only a handful of two catches on 3 targets, but I thought that block and just him getting upfield as quickly as he did, like on that first catch, I thought he had good body
Great speed. Great body language.
And great effort. I mean, here's his guy.
That's something that we haven't seen out of Brian.
Right, and so here's Myers making the big play, and Thomas didn't wait, man. He closed the gap and outran everybody and cleaned that guy's clock.
It's great.
I thought that was the best sign, so I don't know where that's coming
one
from
of the
either.
one of the other plays that I'm showing in the film room this week. I
Mhm.
mean, just because to me that's encouraging. Brian, one of the negatives of Brian's game, obviously not counting about the abilities as a receiver, which the drops are the first thing that come to mind, which need to be corrected. But it's the blocking ability is not as good as some of the other wide receivers, and so seeing that on that play, that long one to Jacoby, I mean, that was incredibly encouraging because they need more of that from Brian. I mean, how many times have you heard Liam Cohen talked about wide receivers in our offense need to block? You hear it all the time.
Right.
And the reality is they've got some good blockers. Jacoby is a really good blocker. Parker is a very good blocker. And Tim is also a really good blocker. He's, a big guy, and I don't know who's better, him or Jacoby, but they're both. I mean, they throw themselves around when they go down in there to dig a safety out.
All right. Well, and that went with, we were just talking on the break. There's a question Gus Logue, formerly at 1010XL, asked, should Tim Patrick align more from the slot to help out, with the run game assignments and the blocking and the dirty work and that kind of stuff?
Well, he does. I mean, it's not like, you can't keep him on the field all the time just to do that. Then you can become a little bit predictable, so you got to kind of mix it up a little bit. So he has those opportunities, and he does a really good job with that, and I think having him and Jacoby Myers in that room, and because they are very willing blockers, I think really sets the tempo for that room, and I think that's really good for Brian, to let Brian see how those guys that are total pros do it and how he needs to improve that aspect of the game, his game as well.
All right. With this one from Lance on X, Lugs, what does the passing game look like if Parker Washington doesn't play? Like, what are you
well, he didn't play a lot in that game.
Yeah,
because,
true.
He got hurt. So, I mean, I think it's about the same. I mean, look, he's a huge part of the passing game. I mean, he's arguably the best wide receiver that the Jaguars have. Jacoby's making an argument and a run for that, and then we obviously know what Brian can do from last year, but it definitely is not going to be as good as it can be without him. So he's a big part of it.
All right, let's go back out to the lines. Jim is at the beach and now on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, gentlemen. I was wondering about that second play with Logan Cook where the official picked up the flag. And while I understood what the official said about his feet being down, I could have sworn either Jeff or Frank said that Logan had gotten hit in the head. And if that was the case, why wasn't that a penalty?
No, he wasn't hit in the head.
Okay.
No, and the one he picked up, that was just a complete acting job by Logan, another one. He actually drew the penalty on one acting job and then tried to get another one later in the game. And the flag was thrown initially, and then the officials were like, we're not going to buy it on that one.
Yeah, so, all right. Jim, sorry that I guess you maybe just misheard or Something along those
I didn't
lines.
say anything about getting hit in the head, but he got hit in the head on that one play that he tried to go after Chestnut.
Right. Maybe that's what he's thinking of, and just kind of conflating a couple of different plays together. But
I was playing doctor on the broadcast, and I was sitting there going, based on how Logan was reacting, during the game after that hit on Chestnut when he was trying to make a tackle to save the touchdown, I was guessing that it would have been a separated shoulder.
Yeah.
And so I'm sticking to that just because that's kind of how he was moving and responding. And it incredibly painful, but the great thing is stick a needle in it and let's go.
Right. You don't need that to punt. Now, maybe you got to be a little careful if somebody breaks containment and you're the last line of defense.
Well, I mean, that's what they got, needles for.
I
Shoot
understand.
it up and let's go.
I understand. That works to a degree, I'm sure. All right, we got to take a time out here. We'll come back. If you're on the line, stay there, and we'll get back to more of your questions for Jeff Lageman coming up on a Check the Tape Tuesday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. You know what? If you don't have drafty windows, you probably already visited Pella. But if you do, take this challenge. Just stand next to your windows inside. If you feel that drafty air, you need to call the experts at Pella Windows and Doors. They can easily fix that with energy-efficient windows that'll keep the drafty air out, saving you money every single month. And right now, you can get 0% interest for 60 months as well. Go to PellaJacks.com, schedule a free home energy checkup. That's PellaJacks.com, or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway, just north of Bay Meadows, and tell them you heard my challenge on 1010XL.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Duval is back in the saddle as the Colts trot into town. The Cats ride the ponies in a stampede for the AFC South. Hey, stampede! Giddy up and hold on tight. It's a sprint to the finish line. Jaguars Colts, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL. 10XL.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
It's Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Protected by Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Pick it here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
XL Prime Time is back where they belong.
Wait a minute, I know where that is.
Lunch is on Joe C., Matt Hayes, and Leon.
You could lay a little barbecue on us?
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
But somebody else is going to have to cook it.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminex. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminex knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminex. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminex it. Visit Terminex.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Jeff Lageman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,800 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design get us organized for the holidays. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more. Closets by Design will design a custom storage solution for all of your spaces. Nothing says happy holidays like a home that is peaceful and clutter-free. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before year-end and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkston. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community, and now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's O-K-E farm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle. And he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Jeff Lageman in on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Jags win their third in a row, improved to 8-4, and with the common opponent tiebreaker are in first place over the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South with the Texans lurking. Logs, before we go back to the phones, this one on X from Ohio Jags fan. Has Antonio Johnson played well enough that even when Eric Murray comes back, Johnson could keep that job?
I think that that's a great question, and I think that you have to look at the safety positions. I think that there's going to be room for all three guys to play, Dewey, Antonio, and Eric Murray, just because Antonio's been playing great. I mean, look at the numbers that he's been able to produce since he's been in the lineup. It has been perfect. But Eric Murray provides a consistency that's tough to beat. Andrew Wingard has been incredibly dependable in the run, very, very strong in the run game, made a big play there at the end of the game against Arizona, but has had some shortcomings in the passing game. So I would expect all three to find a way to get on the field.
So maybe more run-type downs. You could see like a Murray-Johnson combo possibly, or maybe I have that reversed.
Yeah.
More passing type
exactly.
situations. See that combo.
You know, and look, the one thing about Wingard and also Eric Murray is that it's just the dependability factor. You know, Antonio's one of those guys that at times that he's had in the past and this year at times when he started playing early where he's had some mistakes, but for the most part he's been really good lately. But, you know, when you got a certain level of trust with guys, it's hard not to kind of lean on them sometimes when it becomes a critical moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a role for all three of those guys, especially once they get to that dime package, because we saw for a long period of time and still to this point where, you know, they got Rayon Lane on the field and then Dewey kicks down basically as a quote-unquote dime linebacker, and then Rayon's in the back end with Antonio. So I think there's a role for all three of them.
Who would you say is their best blitzer from the secondary as we get to the final month of the season here?
I mean, probably Antonio. I mean, just because he's got the size, he's kind of rangy, he's got some length to him. It's not like they have a great blitzer, you know, from the back end, but probably him.
Okay. Murray obviously had been playing a dominant percentage of the snaps before he got hurt. But so had Dewey been, and
Right.
he has been throughout the season. So we'll see. This week it was 51 snaps apiece for Dewey and Antonio, which led the way, 86%.
Was that every snap?
No, it's only 86%
Okay.
of the. They probably had him off in the fourth quarter a little bit. You know, when,
that's right.
when it
Towards
was
the end,
out
they
of
took
hand.
a lot of guys off.
All right, let's go back to the lines here. Checkmate Coatings phone line. Sean on the south side next up on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Sean, good morning.
Hey, morning. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Jeff, I want to know with the injuries for a team, when a team is like seen to be prone to injury, is it a science to it? Like, is it like, I guess, like a matter of having a right medical staff in there? Because it seems like, we averaging about 2 players a week right now, and I'm getting a little concerned. So, like, what's the source behind that? Like, do you need the right medical team in there, or?
It's a great question, and I don't know if there is, the one sure way to minimize injuries. But I will tell you this: every NFL team spends millions of dollars every year trying to give the players the best sports science that they can find, just to keep them healthy. I mean, you're going to spend $1 million in a minute to protect, $280 million worth of players without even batting an eye, especially when it doesn't cost you anything against the salary cap, where if you lose a guy because you're not doing right by him when it comes to a sports science issue, $100 million, $200 million investment can end up not being available. So it's a small amount of money to pay. But, the Jaguars do, I think, have a great setup, and they're doing everything they can from a sports science standpoint to make sure that these players have the best of the best, train like the best, and take care of them. And so sometimes there's luck involved, and sometimes there's bad luck. Sometimes there's good luck. But the Jaguars, I think, this year have done a really good job. And, if one of them that obviously you can point to is the offensive line, just because they've had guys go out, kind of every week it seems to be a little bit of a different lineup, and they seem to be able to handle it very well. And that you give a lot of credit to James Gladstone. They remade the offensive line in the offseason, and they'll continue, I think, to add parts to it. And they've been able to handle the injuries there. They've handled the injuries in the secondary so far. So give them a lot of credit. But I don't think it's anything that the Jaguars are not doing as to why they're getting hurt. Injuries just happen, unfortunately. It's just part of the game.
I think this is one of those cases where you watch your team every week and you think, oh, they're all getting hurt.
Yeah.
If you look at the amount of Jags that have gone on IR, I think it's the second lowest total in the entire league.
It's no more than any other team, I can tell you that.
The Colts have 13 players on injured reserve, either out for the season or eligible to return at some point in time.
Yeah, and sometimes, looking at that number, and it does sometimes give you an indication, but there are also teams that are willing to put a guy on IR for an injury that really is not deserving of IR, just because they want to be able to stash them, kind of from a talent standpoint. So there's a lot of ways, I think, that you can kind of look at, does a team have a lot of injuries or not? But the reality is every team has them. Some of them have significant ones to the most important positions, and you want to minimize them. But I will tell you that they do everything. Diet. They have sports drinks that they make custom made for every single player based on their need. They're doing a really good job of having patience with guys that have been injured to make sure that they're back 100%. They're not rushing them back whatsoever. The Jaguars haven't had a guy that was injured this year that got re-injured and then had to miss more time yet. So they're doing a very good job of staying cautious in that approach.
Maybe with the same
injury,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, same injury. Jags right now, Travis Hunter, Jalen McLeod, Caleb Ransaw, and Joshua Cephas are the only guys that they're not going to get back this year. Eric Murray on IR, but he's about to return, we hope. And you compare that to any other team in the league, and it's probably half as many.
Just look at Baltimore and Cincinnati, right, who are two teams that are still alive in the playoff chase there in the AFC North. Baltimore had that run where it felt like the whole roster was hurt. They dealt with that. There's teams that have dealt with way worse situations so far this year than Jacksonville's had to deal with from an injury standpoint. Now, the Hunter one, thinking through that, as much as it felt like they were going to be depending on him going into the season, they're 8-4 and he's out. Right? Like, they're finding a way.
They're top 2 draft picks.
Right. Like, dealing with what they've dealt with in the injury regard. Hunter was such a big piece, expected to be, for a lot of the things they wanted to do offensively and defensively this year. And despite him being gone for half the year, basically, they're 8-4 right now and have a chance to put themselves in position to win the AFC South coming out of this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and give the coaching staff a lot of credit, too. It's... for example, like Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis went down, and at the beginning of the year, you saw Jarian Jones kind of falling down the depth chart a little bit, or it seemed to be that way. And then Jarian gets an opportunity when Jordan goes down, and he plays lights out. He has one big play that he allowed for a touchdown, but for the most part, his rating-wise, if you look at PFF and you just do the eye test from an experienced eye, he's been playing incredibly well to the point where they were trying to find a way to keep him on the field with the return of Jordan Lewis this past game. Going all the way down the list of, even the safeties, Antonio Johnson, who kind of fell out of favor. All of a sudden now he starts playing better. So give the coaching staff a lot of credit that, because a lot of times I think it's easy when a player doesn't play well early in camp or early in the season and they end up getting beat out. It's easy to stop coaching them, because it's like, okay, they're not my guys. But then all of a sudden you're going to need them, like a Christian Braswell, another perfect example. When he was given the opportunity, played well. So it's been very encouraging to how these guys that have had that next man up opportunity have played pretty well.
All right, halfway home here with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Hang on the line if you're there. We'll get to you in hour 2 coming up on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Andersen Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Every Friday in the fall is Pre-Game Friday.
Is this what I think it is? Yes, it is.
We'll get you ready for the games. Who's in, who's out.
This is what I'm talking about.
Built by Dream Finders Homes. Homes built to fit your lifestyle on 1010XL.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank. N.A. member FDIC.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Jacoby Myers was a dog for Duval on Sunday. The teal and black wideout led the way with 90 yards on 6 receptions and added in a touchdown on what was a fantastic showing. Jacoby played with the Mamba mentality, and he's your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
This holiday season, Universal Roof and Contracting is making it easy to check roof repairs off your list. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through December 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home and building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 2nd, 1975, Ohio State running back Archie Griffin becomes the first and only player to win back-to-back Heisman trophies.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lacey, your bar manager here at Fourscore Golf Tavern. We're officially kicking off the holiday season, and both of our locations, San Marco and Gate Parkway, are fully festive and ready for you to enjoy. Make sure you stop by and check out our holiday cocktail menu, lunch, and dinner specials. Happy hour is all day, every Tuesday. The fun continues with 10 top-of-the-line simulators between both locations, offering multiple games in almost every sport you can think of. So gather your group, get in the spirit, and come celebrate at Fourscore, the place to be in Jacksonville for holiday fun.
Tired of running out of hot water? It's probably time for a new water heater. Call Duck Duck Rooter, the plumbing pros who specialize in water heater installation and service, including tankless water heaters, gas or electric. Call us today for service. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Here's your 1010XL Local Sports Update, sponsored by Brennan Roofing. The new Gator head coach, John Summerall, got the thumbs up from the new Jag head coach, Liam Cohen, in his first year.
I can't say enough good things about Summy. He's one of the guys I look up to, actually, in this profession.
Gulf Florida remains home to host SIU Edwardsville at UNF Arena this evening. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. That's your 1010XL Local Sports Update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 11:03, it's 75 degrees. Time at 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Check the Tape Tuesday with Jeff Lageman is brought to you by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, back to the lines here in a moment at 641-1010, reviewing some of the positives and negatives for the Jags, mostly positives coming out of a 25-3 win over Tennessee this week. On a Check the Tape Tuesday, Logs, we always like to take one of our listener questions on Tuesday and repurpose it for the 1010 Take, so let's do that right now.
1010
Take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 1010 Take. Brightened up by First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
All right, Loggy, let's see. Cody wants to know, is it time to consider Cole Van Lannon as a starter on the offensive line even after Walker Little clears the concussion protocol?
I think it's going to be really interesting to watch it even kind of before that. Let's say that Walker Little doesn't clear the concussion protocol this week. You know, does Cole Van Lannon just go to left and then Anton is right? Or do you think about having Anton go to left and then have Cole on the right?
How easy is that to do if Anton is not
easy.
Taking many reps there?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that, with Cole, you feel good with Cole at either side. And Cole actually said he feels better, more comfortable on the right. But he said, I'm good anywhere. But, that's kind of his natural side, he feels like, is right. But I think that's going to be something that's worth watching because you could probably make the argument that Cole is one of your best 5 offensive linemen, one of your best 2 offensive tackles, more importantly.
There's also, though, the, school of thought that, okay, if we had an injury then, and let's say you lose Ezra Cleveland in the game, right? That Cole Van Lannon might be your best option to go there. And then are you shifting two guys, right? Because then Walker Little comes in, or maybe you just put Milam in. But, there might be a circumstance where one injury causes you then to shift two positions.
Yeah, and what you're saying is you like to have the flexibility of Cole Van Lannon to insert
plug anywhere
just
one
but center.
direct
Exactly.
plug
and
play.
that's a great argument, and also that argument also kind of stays intact when you're talking about leaving guys at the positions that they have been at all year long. I think after this season, I think that's something that's definitely going to be looked at. I mean, you got to take a look at Anton at left. He's just got the athletic ability, and he's a natural left tackle. Is what he did in college. He's got great feet. And
somebody on the text line just asking this as a follow-up, why would it be hard for Anton? Because he did play there in college, but he hasn't done it in several years. So what is the difficulty level? Do you slide right back into?
It's just different. I mean, it's different. Even like playing defense, moving from the left side to the right side. Some people say in a perfect world that you want to because you're changing your stance. Your feet are now cocked the other way. Your set is different. Some guys have a dominant hand that they like to have as the outside arm. Some like to have that dominant hand as the inside arm. So I think all of those are factors. It's just not, okay, well, it's left and right. Now I just go ahead and move over there and it's the same thing. It's not, because, again, the right side is the right side and the angles are the same, but it's on the different side, So that's not an easy move. And that's one of the reasons why you've got to give Cole Van Lannon a lot of credit. I was asking him before the game the other day, and I was like, look, do you sometimes when you line up have to remind yourself, hey, I'm guard? And I'm a left guard now, that I have to remind myself that my left foot is the one I'm picking up and putting down, as opposed to right guard. You're picking up your right foot and putting that down, and versus playing tackle, you're kicking out. Whereas at guard, you're not kicking out and gaining any kind of depth. I mean, it's completely different. And he said, no, he goes, it's good. He goes, if I have the week of practice, but, if all of a sudden in the game I'm going to change, which, who would have thought that was going to happen in this game, but it did. That, he goes, I'll have to remind myself. And so he did that, I thought, during the game and did a really good job. And, they're going to need to look at signing him long term. I mean, he's really showed that he's got value. And value in a big way, not just because he's probably one of your best five, because he also has the versatility to play multiple positions.
For whatever portion of the fan base that was getting frustrated during training camp when they were putting a bunch of guys in different spots to work it at different areas, right, on the offensive line, instead of just naming the five, these are our five, let's get them ready for opening day, this is why.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you get into the season, the injuries start piling up on the offensive line. They happen. You can't predict where they're going to be, how severe they'll be, but you want to find out who's ready to play where and not have to do it on game day. Well, let's see if he can play guard. They want to have an idea of who can do what on the offensive line as they have to maneuver these things in season, which is what they're facing right now, potentially.
Yeah, you could make the case that Sean Surratt, the offensive line coach, would be the Jaguars' assistant coach of the year. I mean, he's done a tremendous job. I mean, with how many different people that have had to play with getting the most out of the players that I think has been more so than in years past. I think he's doing a great job. And if I'm Liam Cohen, I'm making sure that my offensive line coach is happy, because he's been very valuable, I think. And if you watch any of the Jaguars programming, whether it be the Hunt or the Jaguars game broadcast stuff that they put out, sounds of the game, and you watch Sean Surratt on the sideline and how he's constantly working with his guys and talking to his guys, it's impressive to see.
All right, quick time. Dylan in there? Yeah, I couldn't see him, man. He's like half asleep in there, man, just chilling. We'll take a quick time out, come back. More of your questions and comments for Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Tony will take you around the NFL as well. All that coming up on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Get national insight from a local legend.
I know exactly who this man is. Mike DiRocco.
And we get his insight every Thursday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Breaking by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Rest-A-Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Rest-A-Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestaProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestaProsNEFlorida.com.
Rest-A-Pros! Jaguars Today Tuesday is serviced by Julington Creek Pest Control.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
I'm Max Fink, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. You know, invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Air & Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys wanted to put an exclamation point on a special day, and they would do so, showing that they weren't to be denied while in Nashville. The Teal and Black would go on a 15-play, 71-yard drive, capped off by a Bashal Tootin touchdown, making the score 25-3 with 6:45 left in the third. The 6-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee, and resistol on approved credit.
I'm Elizabeth Graham, Army veteran and owner of Bright Star Care of Ponte Vedra, West Jacksonville. Veterans caring for veterans, that's where the true understanding begins. Our nurse-led team brings skilled nursing, personal care, and companionship to veterans, seniors, adults, and children right in your home. From daily tasks to advanced care, we help your loved ones stay independent and comfortable at home. Call us anytime at 904-709-4446. Bright Star Care, a higher standard.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Check the Tape Tuesday rolls on, Log. So let's give some plaudits to the special teams here. Apparently they were the ones running their mouth mostly this week to great effect on the Tennessee Titans psyches. But I know you wanted to highlight LaQuint Allen, not just for his attitude, but for his play on the field, forcing a fumble, just in general, special teams, another successful week.
If there's like 5 jerseys that I could have, he would be one of them. Just because he's got that mentality that he comes ready to fight every week. Special teams, dirty work, doesn't matter. Trevor's scramble on that 3rd down to where he falls just short. LaQuint Allen Jr. is getting the block out in front. I mean, the fumble that he caused on kickoff coverage, he's an R2. So picture this in your mind, when you look at the kickoff team from behind him, right end zone shot, wide end zone shot. The farthest guy to the right is R1, then it's R2, next guy in, going all the way towards the middle, it's R5, and then it becomes L5, going all the way to the far left is L1. Well, that return was a right return. So it was coming in the alleyway of, let's say, L2, L3 of the Jaguars coverage unit. LaQuint's an R2. He comes all the way across the field, closes the gap where most guys are choking it down, kind of looking for, is he going to cut it back? It plays nearly over. He comes in like a missile, and he's on his way down, and then he's the one who hits the guy, and then the ball pops out. And then to have the awareness of, hey, I may have caused a fumble. Let me get up on my feet and find it. And then he finds it and makes the recovery. I mean, a phenomenal play. There's just so many things, little things that he does on top of, the running back pass protection and all of that. Before the game, Jeffrey Simmons is chirping at the Jaguars sideline. Who's the guy that wanted to just literally run out there and confront Jeffrey Simmons? It's LaQuint Allen Jr. And it's like every week he goes after the number one alpha dog on the other team. He doesn't care whether it's Max Crosby, Budda Baker, Jeffrey Simmons. He doesn't care. He's going after him. And he's got a screw loose, but it's a really good loose screw.
Yeah. All right. This matters nothing, really, but I was just curious. Why do you think they let Jeffrey Simmons wear the red sleeves when they made Travis Hunter change the gold ones? I mean, it's part of your primary color scheme, but everybody else is wearing white and black sleeves on the Titans.
Tennessee, I think that's part of their primary colors. I don't think gold is considered a part of the Jaguars' primary colors.
It's part of their colors.
Well, it seems to be, but I don't think it's considered part of the primary. I'm guessing on that, Mike. But
I think it is. I think they're
Jeffrey Simmons has wore red sleeves, whether it been like a T-shirt or like sleeves on his arms since he's been in the league.
Yeah, it's odd though because everyone else wears a different color sleeve on that, and the NFL's such sticklers for it. And
or maybe he's getting fined and doesn't mind.
Maybe but they I remember they made Travis Hunter change in game with that. So I don't know, just something that struck me. Anyway, back to the lines we go. Steve in Melbourne is up next. Steve, go ahead, please.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, I just wanted to give my thoughts. I mean, now most of you gave their opinions on the O-line I was going to ask. But I just got to figure out, what was your thoughts on the back end? It looked like we did pretty good keeping everything in front of us. Buster Brown made a play or two. And the back end with Antonio Johnson and Wingard seemed to be doing good. The linebackers did pretty well on the defensive line. And I got to hand it to you, and I made this comment yesterday when I called. Jacoby Myers, besides Marcel Darius, I mean, he seems like, at least top 5, maybe top 3 best trades that we've done in season. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, we'll start with Jacoby, and that it's an excellent trade, especially if you can sign him long term. I think that would kind of slam the deal on saying, hey, that was a really good trade. And, you had a weakness, and that was drops, and you brought in a guy who James Gladstone said that his superpower is catching the football. And he's been incredibly consistent. What is more impressive is how he blocks. how he is selfless, how he is such a pro, and how he's developed chemistry with Trevor at an incredibly fast rate. And then watching them before the game, those two guys are the ones that are warming up. And so credit to him. He's a total pro. And I think that there's a great opportunity at keeping him just because there's a desire there, I think, on both parties. And look, he's not very far from home, which he's from Lithonia, Georgia, which is just to the east side of Atlanta a little bit. So hopefully that works out. And I think it provides a really stable veteran in that room, which you like to have that kind of presence. Now, the back end of the Jaguars defense, I thought it was a real solid outing, but I will say this. The Tennessee Titans are not a very good offense. The quarterback, Cam Ward, is not a very good quarterback right now. And so that's not nearly as challenging as this week will be with Daniel Jones. So I take that game kind of with a grain of salt. And I hope that they can play as well this week against the Colts.
Did you watch any of the Colts film yet?
No, not really.
Daniel Jones appeared to not want to leave the pocket a whole lot. Now, granted, maybe that was something Houston was doing.
Fractured fibula,
that's
I
what they
believe.
say, fractured fibula, but not on the injury report at all. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, how fractured can your leg be to be running around?
Well, I mean, there's guys that have played like with hairline fractures before, and limited their mobilities, and that sounds like what Daniel Jones is doing. It wouldn't be the first time that a guy has done that at that position, just because you can control how much mobility you actually have. But I think definitely it's going to take away some of his mojo. I mean, as a quarterback, when you're in the back of your mind thinking, okay, I can't run, okay, what does that do to your game? That's
and he's
now
generally
not an
been a
option.
mobile guy.
He's been a
part of
very
what he
good
does.
mobile guy. I mean, at Duke, I don't remember what his numbers were, but he was willing to run anywhere. So,
he's happening now. Yeah,
he's always that's been maybe the strongest part of his game.
Yeah, with the Giants, he ran a lot too, just because
we saw him do that here.
Didn't have a very good offensive line there.
Yeah. All right, back we go to Brandon at the beach. Next up here on Jaguars Today on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Brandon, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, a couple things, Jeff. One, with Simmons being almost the best defensive tackle, arguably in the league, how did Wylam handle that on tape with you? It looked like he didn't get much pressure on there. Wylam.
What's the question about Wyatt?
Whoa.
Hold on a minute.
Oh.
The question specifically about Wyatt?
How did Wyatt Milam play?
Okay, I mean, he had a couple plays that he didn't do a very good job of. But look, it's his first kind of real action for the most part. I mean, he's had some action as kind of that extra tight end, and then but I think it's a great opportunity for him. It was great experience for him because he got to go in the game and he got to play against one of the elite players for a little bit. And I think for young players to go out there and to feel that, I think is big because it lets them know, okay, two things. One, either I need to up my level of game and do this, and that to be better, or at the very least, it lets them know, hey, look, I can play against this guy. I belong. And so, I mean, there's a lot of good things about that experience that Wyatt Milam got out there, especially against a guy the caliber of Jeffrey Simmons. But again, some plays that weren't so good and some plays that actually were okay, especially the one touchdown on the goal line. Did a good job against Jeffrey Simmons on that block.
Ultimately, what do you think Wyatt Milam's best position will turn out to be?
I think he's a right guard.
Right guard, okay. Mac on the north side, next with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Good morning, Mac.
Hey, fellas. I guess was going to be simple. Is Parker Washington going to play Sunday?
I don't know. That's a great question. I was going to ask you the same thing, Mac.
Yeah, you probably know as much as we do. I mean, they're kind of hard to know.
I hope so.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
It's a little early to be looking at that, but that's something that's going to be closely watched. I guarantee you the Indianapolis Colts will be paying close attention to that one.
All right, so you got Trayvon, you got Murray, you got Armstead, you got Parker Washington. Which one, if you can only get one back at full strength? Well, then this is an opinion. This is not
Travis Hunter again. No, it's good.
I mean, all these guys had the potential to return. So, who would you like to see back based on the matchup with the Colts?
That's a good one. I don't know, man. Probably Armstead or Parker.
Yeah, to me, it's one of the defensive linemen because I just think we're going to see 25 carries out of Jonathan Taylor.
Well, and and the reason I say Parker or Eric Armstead with that, again, what I said earlier, that I think Eric can be better against the run. This is going to be a game that you want to have the best guys against the run that you can possibly have, knowing the type of caliber athlete that you're going to be facing this week, and that's something that Eric can I think be better at, and you hope that he plays to the level that he did, like the Chargers game, which I thought was really good in the run game there.
All right, why don't we do this? So we'll take a timeout here because we get the phone lines clear. Go ahead.
With a club, that's not going to be easy to do if that's how he would have to play.
No doubt. All right, and there's on Tuesday. There's very little way to know which of these injured guys are going to make it back. They even have not even had one practice yet to give us any kind of indication. But obviously, when we do, we'll let you know. Thank you, Mac. Appreciate the call. Tony will take us around the league when we come back. You're listening to it. Check the Tape Tuesday here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Apex Roofing and Contracting. Recently met with Patrick and the whole group over there out at lunch, and they were talking about, look, even in a tough economic year, they're so appreciative of all the listeners here at 1010XL who've given them a try. They wanted to say thank you. Apex is locally owned and operated. They truly appreciate every homeowner and business owner who trusts them with roof repairs, replacements, or construction projects. So from the entire Apex crew and from me, happy holidays to all of our listeners, customers, and clients. And remember, for quality work from a team that cares about our community, that's apexroofingfl.com.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. Fall football keeps college campuses buzzing.
I'm RJ Saunders, and I'll help you slide into a college football Saturday with pregame news and notes.
On the Bueller Air and Plumbing College Kickoff.
Served up by Sonny's Barbecue.
Friday night at 6 on 1010XL.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors before the new year? During Renewal by Anderson's December sales event, buy one, get one 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months, it's never been easier to say yes. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends December 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
The drip from a leaky faucet isn't just annoying, it's wasteful. Worn parts or corrosion could waste thousands of gallons a year. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix it fast. When your faucet's leaking, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest-free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosper here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
In Northeast Florida, power outages are unavoidable, but losing comfort, security, and peace of mind doesn't have to be. With a Generac home standby generator from American Electrical Contractors, your power comes back on automatically the moment an outage begins. As Jacksonville's leading and one of the longest-running Generac dealers, American Electrical Contracting has the experience you deserve. Be prepared. Protect your home and family. Protect your business. Generac standby generators from American Electrical Contractors. Call 737-7770 or online at american-electrical.com.
Hey, is your home ready for the holidays? Hicken here. Spots are filling up fast. Lock in yours today at ZeroResJacksonville.com and get 20% off all hard surface cleaning, tile and grout, hardwood, LVP. Happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
Winter and spring registration is already cranking up at I-9 Sports, and if you have kids ages 3 to 17, I-9 Sports is inviting you to get them on the field or in the gym with great sports like girls flag football. Plenty of places to play like Oakley, Fleming Island, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Log on to i9sports.com and see all the sports they have to offer across the First Coast. In Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Registration open right now for winter and spring sports at i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, more with Jeff Lageman here in a moment on a Check the Tape Tuesday with your questions continuing to come in on social media and the text line. You can still get in on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. But first, Tony Smith going to take us around the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert suffered a metacarpal fracture on his left hand on Sunday. He was scheduled to undergo a procedure on the injury yesterday. He said after the game that he believes he'll be able to play this week for the Chargers. Minnesota quarterback J.J. McCarthy is expected to return for the Vikings this week. The Vikings have waived wide receiver Adam Thielen at his request. Atlanta said yesterday that wide receiver Drake London is considered day-to-day and that he does have a chance to play this week as he continues to work through a knee injury. Cincinnati wide receiver T. Higgins remains in the league's concussion protocol to begin the week. Detroit wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown did not practice on Monday after picking up an ankle injury on Thanksgiving Day. Green Bay wide receiver Jaden Reed has returned to practice for the Packers but will still need medical clearance to get back on the field officially as he continues to recover from a broken collarbone suffered early in the season. And Tampa Bay head coach Todd Bowles said that wide receiver Mike Evans could return to practice for them this week.
All right. We'll see if he's able to make an impact down the stretch. Bucks they do actually control whether or not they win their division based on whether or not they win out at this point in time, unlike the Houston Texans, as some believe out there on social media. Let's see here, Logs. Somebody asked, just in general, I know you said you haven't really watched the Colts film this week, but what's your impression of their defense and what they do well?
Yeah, I mean, just looking from a numbers standpoint, good job against the run game, doing a good job pressuring quarterbacks. Latu's a good football player that they drafted, good in the red zone. Points have been a good thing for them. So, I mean, just overall, good solid defense. You know, kind of interesting that the Cincinnati Bengals canned Anarumo and then brought in Al Golden to be their defensive coordinator, and the Bengals defense is crap. And then they parted ways with Anarumo, who's with the Colts, who, by the way, is the top 10 defense in points allowed. Kind of interesting there.
Yeah, and by the way, the Colts are, in terms of yardage allowed in the passing game, about 16 yards more per game than the Jags.
27th in the league.
27th in what, overall?
Pass defense.
Right, but it's only the difference between the Jags and the Colts like 16
much.
yards a game.
Yeah.
You know, so you talk about there are a lot of places, but the actual, you're talking about one completion.
One completion a game.
And it's the same with the run game. Jags are number one, giving up a little over 82 yards a game. Colts are giving up like 98 yards a game. So they're there as well. And they've given up just a few less points than the Jags have. I mean, it's negligible. It's almost a dead heat.
Yeah,
and a lot of that has to do with the teams you've played.
I think it's so interesting that, you know, sometimes you have this mindset that around the league when it comes to the NFL that there are great teams and there are teams that don't have a chance. I mean, the difference between great teams and the teams that are good, there's really not that big of a difference. I mean, so that's why, every year you can't sit there and be in this mode of, we're rebuilding, we're building, one of those things where you try to be the best team that you can be now, to compete now, because you know what? You may end up having a chance. I mean, because the difference between the great teams and, the teams that maybe are just good, it's not that big of a gap.
All right, let's see here. Log, somebody asking, can anybody explain how the replay assistant referee works? This season in Jags games, I've seen it unilaterally take away a flag and call a flag, but then in other egregiously obvious situations of a bad call or no call, it does nothing. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what particular plays they're referring to, but, look, it's been a little bit disappointing from an officiating standpoint all year for the Jaguars for the most part. They lead the league in penalties, I believe, number one. And that's not something that you want to see. This past game, they had 13 penalties, which is not good to see. You want to see that get better and that number come down a little bit. But it felt like that the Tennessee Titans were getting equal fare in that game because they had, I think, 10 penalties called against them. And, I've used this term before called the bad team bias, where when you haven't been a good football team, you have a tendency to not get the calls. Well, Tennessee's got a little bad football team bias going on too, so I think it was pretty equal.
Yeah, I'm loving, by the way, the refs overruling some of these calls of the quarterbacks on the sideline. Like we saw it again last night. They didn't even throw a flag on that one. The Giants went crazy. Jackson Dart was in bounds.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody try to defend the Giants on that, saying, well, he was heading out of bounds. Well,
he actually wasn't, and
he was going up the sideline.
He was going up the sideline.
The first down marker was like 2 yards away, man, and he got his clock clean. So
yeah, the hit that Devin Lloyd had, you could make the argument the quarterback, Jacoby Brissett was going out of bounds.
Yeah, but he wasn't out of bounds.
It was still in bounds, and I never thought that they would pick that one up, but they did, and I'm glad because
they picked one up against Mahomes on Thanksgiving too.
Which Mahomes is he's one of the ones that has kind of started this movement towards allowing defenders to have the field of play for a hit, because Mahomes was the one who would kind of fake guys out, act like he's going out of bounds. Guys would back off, and then he would all of a sudden cut back in and make it for more yardage. Well, he kind of screwed it up for all the quarterbacks in a lot of ways, because teams started telling the officials that, look, if Patrick Mahomes is going to be on the boundary, we're going to hit him if he's in bounds. So just to make sure that you're aware of that if he's in bounds, he is fair game. And I think that has hurt other quarterbacks, because the other quarterbacks who may be going out of bounds, if they're in bounds now, are getting whacked because of Patrick Mahomes.
I got to tell you, as a football fan, I love it.
Me too.
Like, I love defenders being able to govern the field in that way. It's like, if you want to run as a quarterback, you are free game. We will wreck you.
Well, by rule, once you break the pocket, you become a runner. No longer are
and
afforded the protections.
And the league had kind of gone away from it a little bit till Mahomes brought it back. And it's like, well, if he's going to play those kind of games, you got to let defenders finish these plays.
Because he was taking advantage of that. And that's good in a lot of respects. And, I still have a problem with some of the protections that they are affording the quarterback in the pocket, and calling some of the roughing calls that we've seen this year, particularly like the BJ Green one. Come on. I think that those things, I really believe that should be a reviewable offense, because it's such an impactful penalty at times. I mean, so I think it's only fair that you allow that play in particular to be looked at or challenged by a coach.
Yeah, Belichick always was for that. Challenge one play in the game.
I think you should challenge anything. Yeah. I'm in agreement with that.
And then they get bailed out a lot of times by the inadvertent whistle, which stopped the play, and caused everybody to freeze. I know they have the clear recovery rule, like on fumbles and things like that, to try to mitigate some of that. But
by the way, what a great challenge by the Jaguars coaching staff.
It really was, right? Like, so really,
do you think great challenge?
Did Liam trust his players who told him, no, that ball was out, or that was coming from upstairs?
No, he does not. That's not one of the things. That he's got a team, and it's John Dykema and Shane Waldron. Dykema is the game management. His official title, Senior Director of Football Strategy and Game Management. And then Shane Waldron, who is the passing game coordinator, and Liam, those three, they form the game management team. And so a lot of people don't know this. So up in the booth, the coaching staff actually has the benefit of seeing all of the different angles that the officials have available to them. Like in our broadcast that we had, we're seeing the TV broadcast. Mm-hmm. But there's other angles that are afforded the officiating crew and afforded the coaching staff up in the booth. And a great job by them of identifying it quickly, and maybe they got that one look. There was actually one camera angle that showed that was a definitive fumble and a clear recovery, which would, I think all the angles saw that it was a clear recovery, but that one camera angle showed that it was a definitive fumble. The Jaguars, game management team, they saw that. They let Liam know in a very quick fashion. There wasn't a whole lot of time between, the opportunity to challenge that, and they immediately threw the challenge flag. Great job, obviously successful challenge. And one other credit to the coaching staff. You go back to that Trevor scramble late in the game. I think it was on the third down, and it appeared that he made it, and then they reviewed he didn't make it. And so now you have a fourth down. Mm-hmm. And kind of similar to Arizona, they go for it, although it's different game circumstances, obviously. And they come to the line, and we're thinking at first that, why not just go ahead and take the points? But the game was under control, so they're going for it. I thought that they were going to try to draw the opponent off sides, and that's all it was. And you talk about a great design, because Trevor gets under center and actually kind of gives them a little bit of a hard count to try to draw them off sides. Doesn't work. Well, now you get the defenders that are thinking, okay, now they're just trying to get us to jump. Trevor goes back under center, sends the motion, kind of barks again, and you're thinking, yeah, for sure he's trying to draw them off sides. Well, then he calls for the snap, and by the way, everybody held perfectly still across the front. They pull the snap, and if you look at the replay of that, it's interesting to watch because Jeffrey Simmons relaxed. He was the guy that relaxed. He literally cocks his stance and looks up to think that, okay, they're not doing anything. It's just a hard count, and they're trying to get us. As soon as he looked up, they snap the ball. They blow him out completely, and the Jaguars get the first down. I mean, it was, to me, I don't know if it was intentional or not to give them the impression that it was going to be a hard count, try to draw them off sides, but it actually played out that way. It was perfect.
Yep. All right. There you go. More good stuff from the Jags, but that's all behind us now, as that one's in the books. We'll look ahead just a little bit more at the matchup and the atmosphere that we expect for the Colts coming in here versus Jacksonville on Sunday at 1 o'clock. First place on the line in the AFC South. You're listening to a Check the Tape Tuesday with Jeff Lageman on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Protected by Shillington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Need your weekly fix for Mexican street food? One Night Taco Stand has Jacksonville covered. Mondays, any burrito, just $7.99 with a soft drink purchase. On Taco Tuesday, enjoy any taco for just $3.49. And on Wednesdays, kids 12 and under eat for just $2. Perfect for the whole family. Find One Night Taco Stand in Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Running a small business is tough, so the Florida Small Business Development Center at UNF provides a free business checkup, a personalized analysis that helps you boost profits, your online presence, and increase your company's value. No cost, no strings attached. It's guidance from experts who understand what it takes to succeed in business. Whether you're just starting out or ready to expand, it's time to act. Complete a request for consulting at unf.edu/SBDC.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Jacksonville Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Check the Tape Tuesday with Jeff Lageman is brought to you by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, you know when it is, 1 o'clock Sunday. Hope to see you out there at Everbank as we get ready to wrap up a Check the Tape Tuesday with Jeff Lageman. I feel like we've had one foot in Week 14 all morning. Logs, what do you expect the atmosphere to be like and just the opportunity? Do you think the Jags will rise to the occasion? I'm not talking about the outcome of the game. I'm just talking about the preparation, the playing smart, hopefully limiting some of the penalties because that continues to be an issue for this football
I think
team.
they'll be ready. Look, that's one thing I think for the most part this year, besides the Rams game and Seattle game, I think they just got outplayed. But besides the Rams game, this team's come ready to play, and I expect nothing less. I hope the atmosphere is top-notch because that's what makes games special is the atmosphere and the quality of the games. And so here's the quality of the game right up there, right? I mean, looking for the battle of first place in the division. And I know a lot of kind of fans had a lowered expectation or measured expectations with his football team, and I think they're exceeding that. And I think the fan base can appreciate the job that this football team has done this year and especially the way that they play. I mean, they've been fighting hard every game. They've been resilient. There's been nothing not to like about this football team. So I hope it's an incredible atmosphere.
The players have earned that atmosphere this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Liam keeps preaching to his team, and he's dead on. And that, it's great to play meaningful football when you're in November, and then the more, games that you win that are meaningful, then there's more atmosphere, there's more pomp, there's more circumstance, there's more meaning to the games that you play as you go forward into the month of December. And here we go. It's awesome.
What worries you the most in this matchup? Could be more than one thing.
Well, I think Jonathan Taylor is always a concern because he's a premier back, and that's the area that the Jaguars have been really good at, and they've struggled at times when they, for example, like the first drive that the Tennessee Titans had. I mean, Tennessee, as bad as they are, the one drive that they had, they actually looked pretty good because they were able to run the football. So you want to make sure that they eliminate the Colts run game and control that. But I don't really have any other concerns than that for the most part. I think I feel pretty good about where they are, how they'll be ready to play. Hopefully Parker Washington is able to go just because he's a dangerous return guy and a very talented receiver. And he's not the guy because I think there's no the guy with the Jaguars receiving core right now. I think all of them play a significant role, and having all of those guys available to play, I think, would make a big difference in this game.
Did the Jags run defense do something different as the game went on, or was it a case that the score quickly got out of hand and Tennessee had to maybe not lean into the run?
Well, I was a little surprised that Tennessee got away from calling the run as quickly as they did, which I think is a huge mistake. Not sure why Nick Holtz was calling the game that way for the Tennessee Titans, especially when you got a young quarterback who wasn't playing very well. He should have stuck with the run game into that first half long before he gave up on it, which was surprising. But there's no doubt the Colts are going to be sticking with their run game, so you better get ready.
All right, we'll have some final thoughts here with Jeff Lageman in a moment. But first, let's say hello to Big Sirs and XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Leon, seriously, how are you?
How you doing, gentlemen?
We're doing quite well. It is a big week for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I know you guys are talking about that as well as all the happenings in college football. But what does your gut tell you? Are the Jags ready for what's coming on Sunday?
I believe they are. I mean, if you're a player, you can ask Lockman. You want to put yourself in these kind of positions where the games are important, that you're playing for something, and early December to carry on into January. So if you've got any stones about you, you want to be in these type of games.
All right, what's coming up on the program today?
Lots of UVA talk. Come on, Leon, give it to me.
Oh, well, listen, this is my last grasp of hope. Right,
I was kind of wondering,
wondering
there.
I'm trying to hold on as much as I can. We got Coach Ingram coming on at 1, and we got Eddie O coming on talking about LSU football.
Nice. There you go.
Yep.
Ed Orgeron, always very distinctive.
He's entertaining.
He definitely is. All right, sirs, have a great show.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Logs, where will we hear and see you the rest of the week?
Kind of a typical week. We've got a happy hour with me and JP and Coach Mark Duffner at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and then 5, Jaguars HQ with Baselli and Gladstone, JP, and then Jaguars All Access at 7 at Strings, best wings on the planet. Player to be named, Brent Martineau and Kai, and then Saturday morning outdoor show. I'll be in front of a TV for the ACC Championship. What time is that at on Saturday?
No idea.
Today?
Prime time, baby.
Prime time? Okay.
I think it is.
I'll be watching that Saturday night. It's not very often you have Virginia and Duke in an ACC title game. That's football.
Yeah.
And then game day on Sunday. Looking forward to the atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to giving some high fives to some tailgaters early in the morning on Sunday.
Right on. All right. Let's hopefully get a W, and then what a week it will be next week. All right. That'll do it for us today. For Jeff Lageman, we appreciate him. Tony Smith and Dylan Denmark, of course, all of you out there sending in your many questions and comments on Jaguar football. I'm Mike Dempsey. Tomorrow is J-Fund Radiothon. I don't know how many years we've been doing it, Tone, but a bunch. And so, different kind of show. We do this once a year. And Johnny O will swing by. We'll talk some Jaguar football, but we'll also hear some of the stories of the families that have been impacted directly by the Tom Coughlin J Fund here in Jacksonville. And we hope that you dig deep, as you always do every year, to help support a great cause as we march towards the biggest game of the season so far for your Jacksonville Jaguars. That does it for us. Thanks for listening to Jaguars Today. XL Primetime is next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Go Tigers.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the